Good evening. It is the 14th of January 2022. Thank you so much for joining me this evening for our news. My name is Lavin Nyagoa. Now, taking to our top story of the day, Nakuru County will begin coordinating its border with Narok County to resolve regular disputes between residents of the two counties, especially communities in the border area that are constantly fighting for resources. Nakuru Governor Lee Kinyanjui said the county is working with the Land Commission and the Ministry of Land to coordinate the borders.
Hata makosa ikifanyika, unajua tukisema makosa ilifanyika na hatutatue sasa, we are not helping ourselves. Manake tukiambia serikali sasa irudishe, pengine itafanyika baada ya miaka 40 ama 30. Lakini tukakaa tuseme makosa ilifanyika, mawakili wenyu na vijana wenyu ambao wamesoma wakae chini, tupige hesabu, tuseme hii ndio claim yetu. Tunataka pesa kiwango hii ili iwe ridhaa ya ile mambo ambayo ilifanyika kinyume na vile ingetakikana. Hatutaki kesi ambayo itakaa miaka 20 ama miaka 40. Tunajaribu kusema twende kando na koti tuweze kujua kama tunaweza pata solution.
Kuna committee ilikuwa imeundwa na it was a presidential committee chaired by the cabinet secretary, na ilikuwa iongelelea mambo yao watu walikuwa squatters kwa Kenyan land. Na through the deputy commission as the agent wa kuimplement suluhisho ya hiyo, alikuwa atuambia hii committee yenye ilikuwa imeundwa, what were their findings and recommendations.
Mimi nimeweza kuandika barua zaidi ya 5 kwa sababu kuna porous boundary between Narok and Kajiado kutoka Suswa, Narok and Nakuru and Kajiado kutoka Suswa, all this boundary. Hiyo ni jambo ambalo tunakuomba, unataka naomba tafadhali uiangalie, kwa sababu hii inaangaliwa na Seneti ya Kenya, iweze kuhakikishwa ya kwamba boundaries yote ya Nakuru County iwe safe, ili wakati tunapoangalia kasi ya wananchi wetu wa Nakuru kila kitu itakuwa sawa, tusiwe na uhasama na.
Now, the remains of a man who was murdered by hyenas in Kongo village in Thika 4 years ago has finally been buried. The bones of Joseph Njuguna, whose family had kept in their home, were buried in a ceremony that was attended by close family members and friends. Joseph Njuguna was killed by hyenas while grazing on his farm in 2017. The family is now demanding for compensation from the Kenya Wildlife Service.
Our ofisi hapa wamekuwa wengi sana. They can no longer feed on scavenging. Tunataka kuuliza KWS, please reduce the number of hyenas that are here.
Mimi ile shukrani nitarudisha ni ya serikali kwa kutufuatilia hiyo maneno ikafika hapo imefika, na watu wa media.
Mimi naendelea kusema ni asante mpaka kwa Mungu kwa kutuwezesha leo kupumzisha mpenda wetu. Tunaendelea kuomba watu wa KWS waendelee kushirikiana nasi mpaka tupate haki yetu.
Water Minister Cecily Kariuki has said that the construction of the Karumenu 2 Dam, which is intended to benefit 1 million people living in Nairobi and its environs, is set to be completed by the end of March this year. Speaking after inspecting the project in Kiambu County, Kariuki said the dam would add 70 liters of water daily to Ruiru, Juja, Gatundu and Nairobi. The Karumenu 2 Dam is one of the 2030 model projects and is projected to achieve 4 major government agendas.
I'm actually saying that this project is ready for completion, to be complete by end of March this year, on the assumption that one, the 1.2 billion deficit for acquiring 350 acres that we require for us to commence impounding water is availed immediately. And that is why I'm saying I'm going to have a conversation with my colleagues in respect of that, because that is on the critical path of the project. And number two, getting the NLC to also put all their systems together to carry on, complete the compensation for the pipeline, but also once they receive the 1.2 billion shillings, to mobilize themselves to move, rapidly, applying a rapid response mechanism to this, so that then you can be able to acquire and move. If those two interventions are dealt, which I do believe will be dealt, because I will be speaking with my cabinet colleagues in this respect, by the end of March, then this project is set to say complete and we begin impounding the water.
Homa Bay County residents are complaining of water shortages despite the town being near the Lake Victoria. They are now forced to use lake water, which is not safe for home use, and they remain in fear of disease outbreak. Other estates like Sophia and Shauriako have remained without clean water for 6 months now. The Homa Bay County government is now blaming the contractors building roads for damaging water pipes in the town.
Tunaye shida hii, shida ya maji. Tuna maji chochote ya kutumia, kio ya kukunywa ama ya kuvua. Tunakuja kuvua barini na serikali akubali tufue manguo huko. Mheshimiwa aweti atusaidie kabla hajatoka ofisi.
Penye tunapeleka maji, tunapeleka na bei kali. Kama umetoka hapa kutoka hapa kwa bahari mpaka huko Safia, tunacharge 30 bob. Na tunaomba watu wa county watusaidie ili tupate maji safi ya hata kukunywa. Hapa sasa hakuna maji hata kukunywa.
We are appealing to the county government to arise on to this occasion and help the residents of Homa Bay County so that they can get clean water which is sustainable throughout the entire year.
We have called the people in charge of Kura and Kera, and we have told them we want these pipes restored at latest by end of next week, so that at least our people can resume the normal distribution of water. The water production in Homa Bay goes beyond. It was 1,500, it has been improved to about 3,500 cubic meters. So really the production is at full swing, it outweighs the population in Homa Bay. The only problem is the distribution.
The residents of Murinduko, Mwea, Kirinyaga County are lamenting about poor road conditions in the area and have now taken the burden of repairing them themselves. The locals are complaining of huge losses because most roads are bad and continue to deteriorate as the rainy season approaches. Farmers have also lamented about huge deficits as their customers are forced to buy produce elsewhere.
Magari ya biashara haingii. Kiambia mtu aingize gari na huko anakuambia itakwama, na anakuwa anakununulia na bei ya chini sana sababu anaona gari yake itaharibika.
Sasa tumeamua siku ya leo kama wakaanji wa hii eneo tukasikana, tukawa na usirika, tukakuja pamoja, tukatengeneza hii barabara. Tukio tumeshirikiana kama wananchi wa hii eneo kutengeneza hii barabara na maram ile tumesaidiwa nayo na deputy gavana wetu.
Barabara haipitiki, sio tu wakati wa mvua, hata saa hii mkiangalia mashimo vile ilivyo. Watu wa pikipiki wanavunjika miguu. Pikipiki inatereza, mtu anaangusha customer ama driver rider wa pikipiki pia anavunjika miguu, mikono, and this outcry imefika huko kwa ofisi yetu.
Tulitoko hatuna maviongozi, tuliachanishwa na huko na tukatupaniswa. Na ndivyo unaona hii masinda tunapitia yote ni yetu kujiletea juu tulitokelezea vizuri katika Muridoko.
The Kenya Private Schools Association directors met in Kisumu County to find the way forward on the new curriculum, as well as share the challenges that they have encountered since COVID-19 pandemic began in 2020. Take a look.
So let me now go to my speech really. And I want to begin by thanking Madam Mary Okello, the founder with her husband, Makini Schools. I was really moved by that speech because I know exactly how Makini School started, from a little home-based nursery school somewhere in Kilimani to an internationally recognized group of schools. You know, these days in Kenya, some people go to schools, others go to group of schools. And those group of schools you only find in the private sector. So thank you very much for creating the concept of group of schools. In Kisumu, we have elite schools founded by Charles Ochome as elite group of schools. Somebody like me who went to Ndiru Primary School, it remains in Ndiru Primary School to this very day. So I'm sure that the Lieutenant General one of these days would like to bring his kids here to go to the group of schools. Thank you very much. So I wish to use this opportunity to congratulate Mr. Chome and members of his executive committee for their well-deserved victory in the association's recent elections. It is exciting to know that the association has new faces and energy to drive it into the next quarter. We trust you are bringing new strategies and innovations to help improve from where your predecessors left. I feel privileged to be here at this Thanksgiving ceremony. And Charles, you have no apologies to make from us sitting here for a long time. I've really learned a lot from some very wise people. It is always good to humble ourselves before God and thank Him for His mercies and the opportunities He gives us every day. Private schools play an important role in our education sector.
A section of the Ma community living in Narasha and Olumanyak in Nakuru County that is bordering Narok County are up in arms over what they described as biasness in offering job opportunities by All Power Limited. The locals who held peaceful demonstrations along Olkaria Opawa Road said the company has not followed the initial agreement they had with the company while setting up 15 years ago. According to the agreement, the locals from the community living around will be the first to benefit with jobs both casual and official.
Niko hivyo, wanachukua msaha. Hakuna mtu tunaletewa aje atusikise mashida zetu. Sasa sisi leo tunalilia serikali kama kuna uwezekano kabla tuchukue hatua yetu ama tuchukue sheria mkononi. Tunaomba usaidizi ambayo serikali inaweza kutuletea.
Kuna agreement tulitengeneza nao. Agreement ya kwanza tulisema ya kwamba project ikiingia kampuni ya All Power wanapeana contract. Kuna wale subcontractors ambao wanakuja katika mahali pale. Na hao subcontractors wanastahili wapeane kazi kivyao, All Power pia wapeane kazi kivyao. Lakini nimeona All Power wenyewe wanaachana na kazi ya subcontractors, wanaachana na kazi yao wanaingia subcontractors. So naona wamekuwa na upendeleo kwa sababu wanatufinyilia tule tu contract kidogo. Wana ile kazi permanent na shape wapeana katika community.
Wenye wamesoma ni wengi na wenye hawajasoma ni wengi. Na makazi hapa kuna wenye hawajasoma na kuna wenye wamesoma na wapati wote. Tunashindwa hii kampuni ni ya haja gani kwa hapa?
Na sisi wamejaribu kuangalia kama utachukua vijana wetu ambayo wamesoma. Na iko kazi nyingine ambayo anaweza kufanya kwa wale ambao hajasoma, ile kazi ya mkono. Wamekuja kutukalie tena kwa hiyo kazi ndogo.
The Law Society of Kenya is now under new guard that will see it transition ahead of the August election to determine who takes over the presidency. The LCK is now headed by Linda Kiome after former President Nelson Havi was ousted. Our reporter Humphrey Murunga with more details.
The Law Society of Kenya is now under new guard that will steer its transition ahead of August elections to determine who takes over the presidency of the country. Linda Kiome is now holding as the president of LSK, taking it over from Nelson Havi, whose term of 10 years officially, which was to run until March 23rd, as he transitions into politics.
Branches caucus took over the leadership of the Law Society of Kenya with effect from 11th of January 2022.
Havi yesterday attended the admission of advocates of the High Court, saying it was his last public appearance as president of LSK as he exits office to concentrate on politics in Westlands constituency.
It will be my last and only secure public gathering where I can speak and be comfortable that outside there are no Subarus prepared to escort me as they have done twice in my tenure as the president of the Law Society.
For Dgtv News, my name is Humphrey Murunga.
Now heading to sports news, Wazito FC head coach Francis Kimanzi, who has been in charge of the team for over a year, has been sacked together with his assistant Jeff Odongo, John Kamau and Samuel Koko. Elsewhere, AFCON hosts Cameroon secured their place in the last 16 with the 4-1 victory over Ethiopia. And now crossing over to EPL, Jami Karaja believes Arsenal is being held by liability grants. Joseph Okio with more details.
Wazito Football Club has sacked head coach Francis Kimanzi. Kimanzi, who has been in charge for Wazito over a year now, was shown the door alongside his assistant coach Jeff Odongo and John Kamau, as well as the goalkeeper head coach Samuel Koko. The club in a statement said that youth head coach Fred Ambani will take over the club on an interim basis. To AFCON, Vincent Abubakar and Cole Toko Ekambi scored twice as the host Cameroon secured their place in the last 16 of AFCON with a triumph of 1-4 victory over Ethiopia. Ethiopia took a surprising early lead through Dawa Hotesa inside 4 minutes, but Cameroon rode from behind as Captain Abubakar took his tally for the tournament. Jimmy Carragher believes Arsenal are being held back by their liability grind soccer, as he insists they must move on him if they are to take the next step. The Swiss international, who was shown the 5th red card of his Arsenal career on Thursday night Carabao Cup semi-final first leg against Liverpool at Anfield. The 10-man Arsenal produced a spirited defensive performance following his sending off, frustrating Liverpool to secure a goalless draw. From Sport, Desk, my name is Joseph Okio.
In from Jones. Ramsdale makes contact, but Williams has got it. Goodness me, that was heading towards the far post.
Now, the sports news brings us to the end of our news this evening. Remember to give us your feedback on our social media platforms at Dgtv Kenya on YouTube, Dgtv Kenya on Twitter, and Dgtv Kenya on Facebook. Don't go away. Follow up our programs. Tomorrow we are having Sporty Sebuleni with Humphrey Murunga and Joseph Okio. Let's meet again on Monday, same time, same place. My name is Lavin Nyagwa. God bless you.